Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This week I'm not playing a league, instead we're back in PowerPoint hell to try and convince myself that I had a good year. So I'm going to talk about last year, the YouTube channel, plus some other things. Yeah, talk about all the videos I did. So why am I doing this? During Paupergeddon and a couple of other things, a couple other times to other people, I just said that I hated my own content. And at the start of this year, I almost felt like I really didn't want to post anymore. But I found a couple of decks that look cool, and the hitting of the weekly videos every week last year, and I didn't want to sort of lose that momentum. So I just kept putting them out anyway. And so because of that, and this week I'm just like, well, I don't really want to do any more. So how about I look back at what I've done, figure out what I like, and figure out what I want to do from now on, future-wise, to make myself more happier with my own content. But what happens if you just want another League video that I usually punch out, right? Well, coincidentally, for Christmas, I've had 3 different people give me money on Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi, and I decided to make a League video for all of them. And the Poison Storm one made it onto the main channel, which we'll get to in a bit, which I wasn't really a fan of. But the other 2 are still, I've posted them on Ko-Fi, just unlisted on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch a couple of League videos, Ephemerate Dredge one's pretty interesting, and Terra is okay. So if you want to watch either of them, I'll link them in the description. Otherwise, you can find them on my Ko-Fi page. Yeah. So on to the weekly videos. So this was this is what causes me grief every week. So I got 56 videos published. So I hit my goal of a video every week. So this is my output. So like this is just YouTube showing you like you put out one video on this day. So you can see like right at the end, I got like the second half of the year, I got really good at like putting out my video at 8 p.m. Sunday. My time is when I always post it. I can even see I hit a couple of double ups, which is why it's not 52, it's 56. So I hit like there was a White Weenie challenge video plus my usual League video, stuff like that. There's a little bit of a gap here from where my internet died, and it took me 4 days to upload a video. But other than that, we still technically hit a week, so that was good. It was literally the only goal I had with the channel, was to just upload a video all of 2024. Well, one per week, which I did, and I'm happy that it happened. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I make my video, right? Most of my videos are either challenge or League videos. I usually do more League videos than challenge videos. So why would I pick a challenge video? Because it takes a whole challenge, it's like an hour per round, right? Roughly 50 minutes. Sometimes it's shorter, so I usually say it's about 5 hours, and a League's about 3 hours. And that's only assuming the League, if it does well. If I lose the first 2 rounds, I get too depressed, and no one enjoys it when I'm depressed, especially myself. I usually scrap the whole thing and start again. And then if I go like 2-3, 3-2, I'll usually keep it. And yeah, post that. Oh, and for the challenges, I usually only like pick decks that I'm good at, and well, decks I want to try to win with, right? Because the challenge you get more prizes, so that's why I play all that. Plus, like there's other people around sometimes, and I usually record in the lounge room, so I don't want to hog up the entire lounge room for the entire Saturday night. So that's some other sort of behind the scenes reasons as to why I don't record everything. So my editing takes about an hour, plus writing out all the like the YouTube description, whatever's. I usually just chop out, like I put everything together, chop out all the big dead air, and try to chop out little bits of dead air as well, just to try to make it flow a bit better. Thumbnail takes me an hour. I do like my thumbnails. I have my style now where it's merging a couple of arts together. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good at them. I get a lot of comments on them, so probably one of the best things that I've got going for me. and waiting. Waiting takes a long time, especially with my computer, and especially if you're doing like a 3-hour video. It takes like the rendering takes about an hour, if not longer. Sometimes it just gets locked at 100%. You don't know when it's going to finish. And then sometimes you render it, even the really long ones, and it just like dies. Like that happened on one of my videos where the last 20 minutes just, I didn't even notice didn't work. So I had to re-render the video and upload it again. And I live in Australia and my internet's shit. So it takes me like 3 to 4 hours for a video to upload. So that's why I've got 5 hours here. So like it takes me, what, like, well, the challenge happens on a Sunday. The league I usually do on a Sunday, right? So it's like 3 plus 1 plus 1. So it's like 5 hours. That takes up, so I start at like 8, and it takes up like the majority of my Sunday, right? It goes until like midday, 1 o'clock. And it gets a little rough sometimes. What I wanted to do was rank all my videos well, the 56 that I produced throughout the year. I wanted to see which ones I liked, which ones I didn't, and then, yeah, get an idea as to what I like making and what I think is good. Which I probably should have pressed the button, so this popped up. What do you think the best video will be that I made? Let's have a look. And, well, I've sort of made it out like a tier list. It's not really tiered, like nothing's S or A. I'm just going from worst to best, and everything's sort of blocked out in particular ways. So here's the bad videos. So up in the top corner here, I've got so all my 56. So we're just counting all the way up to 56. So these are all the videos I do not like the most. So it's a combination of this Brood Scale Challenge one. This was when Sadistic Glee like just came out, and the Wildfire version was doing okay. And I didn't really know what I was doing, so I probably shouldn't have recorded it. And like it's the only Jund Brood Scale, so if anyone wants to like see how it's played, they're just gonna see this from like when it first came out, and everyone's gotten way better with the deck currently. This Boggle Gates deck, it just found the deck online, and it just, I don't know, I didn't enjoy playing it. It was fine, but a lot of awkward cards, and it just sort of didn't end up doing very well. These two decks, I got like the worst amount of comments on because I don't know how to play them. Yeah, I have a vague idea on like how everything in Pauper works, but specifics on especially like combo decks, I'm not that great on. So I probably should have just kept this on the Coffee account, but I didn't have another video to upload, so I just used this one, and it went with the meme of, oh, Poison Storm's too good right after I did the Boros one, so I thought it was fun enough. But I got a couple of comments saying, yeah, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And then it just makes me feel too embarrassed, so I didn't really like this one. Same with Jesco Ephemerate. Just maybe I'm not great at control decks. I feel like there's a particular way to play them, and I just don't do it correctly, or people would do it differently. I don't know. And they're always long and drawn out, and I seem to make a decent amount of mistakes, which is fine to learn from other people's mistakes, but I don't know, it hurts me when I see myself do it. And this this was the video that took forever to upload when my internet died. And I think it was just badly positioned. I shouldn't have picked this deck at this time. I didn't play it very well. I'm okay with Flickertron, but I just played it poorly that league, and I didn't really have anything else, and I just, yeah, so majority of things is I played these poorly. Or, yeah, the Boggle Gates was a quick fix, so these are all my worst ones. And then we get to the videos that did very poorly. So I don't think they're necessarily bad, especially like the data videos. There just wasn't a demand for them. The data videos, the early ones, just no one really cared for. They were just something new, and people didn't really know to look for them, I guess. And I didn't really know what I was doing with them at the time. This GN42 boss battle that I forgot I even did last year was GN's idea. I don't think we went in depth enough into each of the decks we played. Like, it was just like 1v1, and then something got blown out, and then we changed to another deck. There could be something interesting here when you like keep playing the same deck versus each other. I think that's a good resource. But this was just, yeah, it didn't have an audience. Heroic, no one really cares for aggro decks, it seems to be. And this was a sort of oldish deck anyway. No one wants you to see you double queue a challenge because you're just scrambling all over the place and alt-tabbing between things. I could have probably shuffled this around a bit better, so it was like two challenges back to back, but I just left it as it was, and yeah, no one really cared. Especially when, yeah, Walls never seems to do well on my channel. And this is like a pseudo Walls deck. Yeah, just no one really cared for the weird combo deck, so just how they go sometimes. I don't brew that often. So these are the brews. Even this Gruel Backup Madness one I stole from someone else. It just, the list wasn't online for anyone else to take, so that's why I've chucked it under this logo, and also just having two videos here makes me look pretty bad. This deck was built on a synergy that didn't even work, which was the Heartpiercer Bow and the blowgun, so like ping plus death touch, which Finger Mage could get, like these could get both, and it didn't actually function. So the deck was still cool though. It was fun to think, and this Brood-Scale Altar trying to combine both the Ultratron Mirror Retrieval loop plus Brood-Scale using Molten Gatekeeper as the win condition pivot between the two. Cool idea, probably poor execution. Brood-Scale's been very refined now on, so this deck's sort of been left in the dust. I can probably come up with something after, but I'm just not that great at brewing. People come up with better ideas than I. Old decks. So these are decks that are sort of fallen out of the meta that I decided to play anyway. Elves sort of came back this year after... It's pretty good against blue decks, so when Mono Blue Terror was alive for a decent amount, I decided to bring back Elves and managed to get a top 8. But otherwise, Tribe and Stompy got called by some guy to make Stompy, which it worked out. We did okay. Thumbnail's pretty cool too. I really like this thumbnail. I had to like steal this arm, and it's like it's got 2 right arms or something. It's pretty funny. This was so one of my earlier goals for my channel was to be sort of like a database for different decks, so you could see like how if you searched for any deck in Pauper, I should have one on my channel, be it old or whatever. That's why I wanted to make this like Stumpy one. This ended up being sort of like a bad option, especially because I don't know how to play everything, especially like the blue control decks. If you don't play them regularly, you don't know what you're supposed to do in them. So I've sort of scrapped this idea, and I'm just sort of sticking to what I know. These are the ones that... This is sort of like the bread and butter video, the comfort videos. So this is where I see a cool deck that people have talked about online or haven't talked about, but I see it there and it's like spicy that no one else has really done a video on. Yeah, like Redtron. I even brought back Redtron. Dimir Spirits did really well. The Glimmer deck did really well. So like you get to play some cool decks, and these are just fun, so people don't care if you're good or not. Especially because they're sort of... Well, no one knows how to play these decks. There's just one random person that's managed to get a 5-0 with it, so everyone's a bit lenient. I really like the Spirits one. The Spirits one was cool. And now we get on to archetypes where I played a lot of. So, and we get to Gates. So Gates is sort of the lowest of the archetypes I'm sort of known for. We did 2 Breathless ones. I did... like in a couple of Borisy ones. I think all of them have sort of Sacred Cat built into them, because that's the main draw as to why you want to run Gates. They're horrendous against Brood-Scale, which is why I haven't really played any recently. I think this is the worst out of all of them, this 4-color Glee Gates. It was some Japanese deck that looked cool, but it just sort of seemed too hodgepodgey. This one was also hodgepodgey, but it just had a lot of cool cards, and it could do a lot of funky things. I think like people want me to go back to this one every now and then, which I probably should, and like maybe I can try and do a deeper dive into this and see if we can make it a really good deck. Next up, White Aggro. So I had a really good run with White Weenie this year. Oh yeah, Thraben Inspector, my beloved. So literally all the decks with Thraben Inspector. Yeah, I got top 8. I think was this a top 8? I think it might have been. And I got a first with White Weenie. I did pretty well in challenges with White Weenie. This was a really early video. And then Rights I managed to do pretty well with as well. And it's like this Boros Rights deck is my own concoction. So I could have put that in the brews section, but it's sort of almost I like to think this is my baby, the Rights deck. So I like to try to bring it back every now and then. I even played it in a challenge like last Friday and went 2-1 and had to go to bed because it's at 3 AM in my time, and I didn't want to keep playing. Wasn't a fan of the Snacker Bully list. I saw it there and had to play it. Wasn't really my style, so didn't really enjoy it. It was interesting, and I thought I'd put it out there because I didn't think anyone else was going to play it. We get to Pestilence. Woo! Pestilence is a fan favorite. So I got to even play this at the card market video, which was cool. I probably should have put that in a thing later on, which I'll probably mention. I played this enough that I got it to get into the top 8 bracket, which was very cool. And then Mengu lost with it on camera to Goblins. So that was fun. This could have fit into the doesn't really have an audience, because people just watch the card market videos for the card market people, right? They're not going to watch some person dribble on about 2019 Pestilence playing old decks. Just didn't really have a home. But it was fun to have the experience of working with Card Market for this video. And then we get to Cauldron Familiar decks, which, like, this Food Pestilence deck did really well. People just love Cat, people love Pestilence, so the combination of the two did really well. And I played a lot of Cauldron Familiar decks, so, like, behind Thraben Inspector, I feel like it's the second mascot of the channel. Yeah, I sort of handballed this one into existence. I was trying to figure out something to build, and I'm just like, well, why don't we try Cat Food again? And then Chrysalis was literally in every mid-range deck, so let's just shove Chrysalis in it. So it was fine, but I don't know, it could have worked a little better. That's all. Turbo Fog. Everyone loves Turbo Fog. And I'm surprised I only did 3 videos with it last year. I think it had a really poor matchup against some of the top decks that I cannot remember currently at this time. So I only did it once, and then Ritual Sinkhole brought back the black Turbo Fog, and then I've sort of been playing that ever since, because I think it's a really good challenge deck. It's only really bad against Glee, and everything else it like has a alright to decent matchup with. Although, speaking of that, like, the challenge I played last night, what did I play against? I played against 2 Glees, 2 Mono Blue Terrors, a Cycle Storm, and a Gardens. So, literally all of those are bad, if not 50-50 matchups, except for Gardens, which is an easy win. So, sometimes you get lucky with pairing, sometimes you don't. So, that's just how you go. I played a lot of this, so I'm really happy with how I play this most of the time. It's not for everyone, but I'm really happy with how they usually turn out. And then to Dredge. So Dredge is my most popular deck that I've played on the channel. I think, like, this... Oh, the very first Dredge deck I posted, which ended up being, like, the end of 2023, so I didn't get to make this list, is easily the most viewed video on my channel. Otherwise, I watched this video again, and I realized I'm actually the person who made Exhume into Dredge. I only had 3 in this video when I managed to come second or first or whatever, we split the challenge. So I'm happy that I've been, like, a part of the Dredge journey. And yeah, then we tried Rubberbolt Maverick, then we tried Malevolent Rumble, and then we tried the Runner Red Dredge version, which the Dredge version is, the red one's so whack. And also, I wanted to point out that Marzaboy, who's currently the most, like, decorated Dredge pilot, they now have a YouTube channel, and I'll link them in the description if you want to check out more Dredge content. He's getting started. It's a little grainy, the video, but it's still decent if you want to Dredge master. And I also wanted to point out that this is easily my favorite thumbnail I've ever made on the channel. I had to try to figure out something that would fit into, like, the Exhume claw, and the troll just fits so perfectly, and I managed to get everything, like, how I wanted it. It just looks, I don't know, this is great, this thumbnail. So these are all the decks that don't fit any of, like, the category of decks I'm known for, but they got a really good response. Like, all of these I think are like 5,000 plus views. Mainly because I think, like, this one and this one I got trophies on. Spoilers. People love Orzhov also, and I think just, like, the thumbnails on some of these, like, really draw people in. Like, this one with the neon purple, like, really drags people in. And everyone loves teaching, so if you put teachings in a title, it usually drags people in, and Tortured Existence. So, not entirely sure, like, that's a combination of factors why I think they did well. I still don't think I played too well with these blue control matchups, but they ended up going 5-0, so people didn't complain as much. And same with this one. But this one's a sort of very rogue deck, so people don't expect much for this one. So yeah, happy with all these. So, and then we get to the best of the best. So these are the 4 videos I think are the best on my channel. So the 2 most recent data videos, the third one. So the 4th one, so the most recent one, is fine and good. I just don't like how I, like, jammed in all the, like, mini deck text for each of the main decks. I ran out of time, and I tried to do something, and I didn't end up, like, doing it the way I wanted, and it just looked a little awkward, and it blew out a little. So yeah, that's why, like, this 3rd one, the one that really blew up, I think it's, like, the best video on my channel. I knew what I wanted to put out there, and I put my time into it, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So the other ones down here are my April Fool's video, which was where I played Thoughtseize in Goblin Combo in a modern league, and I pretended that I was playing a Pauper league. So I'm like, oh man, Thoughtseize is legal, and I don't know if like people were playing into the joke or whatever, but there was like 2 Reddit threads where people said, "Oh man, Thoughtseize is legal on MTGO. What do we do with this?" I definitely caught some people out. It was pretty cool. And Tortured Existence. So the first cat cow video, I think the whole reason why I like this video is just because Scythiox, the creator of the deck, was just in the comments the entire time replying to everyone. So just like the community aspect, I think is why I like this video so much. It did alright, like, it's hit pretty good on views because everyone just loves Tortex. And this was like the best. Played 1 temp practice league before I did this one, and yeah, I played out of my head. Like, I still didn't know what I was doing some of the time, but I knew the game plans and what I had to do, and I think it was a very good showcase of what this deck is capable of, and everyone seemed to like it, so I'm very happy. It's my favorite league video, and that's, yeah, and this is my favorite sort of, I guess it's another league video, but it's sort of weird. So, yeah, the April Fool's video had the best, I knew what I wanted, and I even chopped it down to make it more sort of punchy, more than my other videos. So yeah, like I don't think it got the amount of views, but I'm just really happy with how it turned out. So what did I learn from just ranking all my videos just then? I don't like doing videos on established decks that I'm not well versed at. So as I said at the start, like all those blue decks, I never know the right things to counter. I know what I need to play around, but I never know what to counter when I'm the blue deck, so to speak. So that's why, yeah, that's the first thing to take away. And what I've realized is that expectation on my channel currently is skill, not entertainment. So people come to me to like learn how a deck works and see how it plays, right? That's why all my videos are 2 hours long, so I don't cut anything out. And also, I don't think I'm very entertaining. I'm very dry. I crack a joke every now and then, but I just don't have, it's just not my personality to try to get the hype up and just be a funny guy or joke around the entire time. I just can't do it. I try every now and then, but it comes off feeling a little too forced. My favorite videos are the ones that I put a lot of effort into. So it's like the April Fool's video and the data videos. So like easily, like they took me like 3 to 4 days. Like the data videos take me a week usually, and I'm always happy with how they turn out. Sometimes, some exceptions, like, yeah, on the 4th one where I had a deadline and I should have just pushed it back, but that's just how it goes. And I have particular deck niches that people come to me for. So yeah, Gates, Pestilence, Dredge, Turbo Fog, White Aggro. Rights fits in there. So all those decks are decks that, like, I personally feel like I'm very good at. I have made a pseudo reputation of being good at them, so people come to me for advice, which is nice to have. Yeah, I should try and focus more on those. So summary of this: do more than just league videos, because I like the ones I put more effort into. Only post videos that I'm confident in my play, so not as much blue-based control. And maybe don't take a brew first off, maybe play a couple of practice leagues before I record a league on the Funky Brew decks. And if I am doing those Funky Brew decks, I don't think people are there for the play-by-play to know how to play it for those ones. It's more about the entertainment of what those decks can do, right? So I feel like maybe I should chop more of what the opponent does, and just more of the, like, try to trim them down so they're not 2-hour bloat fests. That's all I'm trying to say. And I've got to learn to stop slamming things together on Sunday, because most of the time it's throughout the week, I've done the entire thing, then it gets to 8 o'clock, wake up on Sunday and just go, well, after I do my little data thing, which I'll get to in a second, I go, okay, let's make a video, and then it takes me 5 hours. I'm frustrated by the end of it, and it doesn't come out all right, but I've had to make my goal of a video a week, so I just have to deal with it, punch it out, and continue on with my life. Okay, so that was all the videos. So I wanted to talk about a couple of other things I do. So here we go about Twitter. So this is what I've done on Twitter throughout 2024, which was pretty much data, because if WotC won't give us the data, then someone has to do it, right? So I post the Pauper Challenge results every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's what I meant by Sunday when I wake up. I got to do and process the data, which I will get. Well, I'm going to talk about how I do that in a bit. And on the Monday, or it's Tuesday, all of these like a delayed for me. So I usually post on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then on Tuesday, I post a wrap up of the weekend showing the matchup spreads over the whole weekend. So yeah, you can see how well the decks do. I'm really happy with my current setup, where it's like the 4 images, what they are. Sometimes it's hard to come up with things to say, but I don't know, usually find something, even if it does repeat itself multiple times, especially during now where like the meta's very settled, some would call even stale, to just say things, but hey, you find something to say, even if you could just say the meta is stale or something. So I wanted to talk about how I do this every day, or every weekend. So you got to enter the Pauper Challenge. You wait until the whole event's over, then you take this screenshot. So this is, if you haven't been on MTGO, this is the entire screen of like who played what in each round. And then I take this image, I usually scrap this top bit here, and I pass it through this data from picture on the online Excel thing, which then spews out some of this garbage. You can see it's like not 2-0, there's dots everywhere, Tyrube doesn't have a T, Walker always has this stupid dash and he's not capitalized, Bath Smith's in an F, and all these like 2-0s are now February the 00, so I got to clean up all that garbage data, and then I can shift it into Google Sheets. So I have a macro for this, so like I pick up most things, and I add, like, if something new appears, I try and add it to the macro, so I don't have to keep doing it every time. And then we go and to the MTGO website and find, like, they upload this within like 10 minutes of the challenge being over. So we go here, and then we can see the top 32 deck lists. We can put them into the Google Sheet as well. And then after that, we got to go back to MTGO, and so we have to enter like all the Pauper challenges to be able to watch the replays, right? So then we watch the replays for the decks outside the top 32. So we've got to hit this little silly little button here like 16 times to scoot through the first like 10 turns to be able to see what people are playing. Usually try and pick 2 people that were down the bottom that played against each other. Sometimes one of the people down the bottom will only verse the top people, so you just got to watch them. You try and pick ones where you can just like hit 2 out with the 1 replay. And then once it's all done, you shift. I got a like organized by player, and then screenshot like all my stuff, post them on the Twitter. So it's like screenshot this, put it in Paint, chop this out. Like I could use a trim tool or whatever, but I just find Paint a little easier. So all of this takes me like an hour. So it's like 3 hours out of my weekend every time just doing this. It is what it is. I like doing this. It's fine. It's mildly cathartic, and I get to see numbers, and numbers are cool. All right, and here's some other things that I did, and I don't really know what else to say. So this is where I probably should have mentioned that, like, the card market, helping out the card market video. That would have been cool to put in here, but I forgot, and now I've started recording, so we're going to ignore that one. But I got into the MTGO Creator Program. This was cool. Not that I've even mentioned it anywhere. You may have been able to see it because everyone on the Creator Program gets a little God account where they have access to every card and like some play points that refresh. You get no prizes on the account though, so you don't want to use it that often. It starts with DB and then plays your name. So if you ever see DB Kirblinxy, it's usually because I'll be in a challenge that I'm about to time out in. So enjoy your free win if you're playing against me. So I pretty much just use this account to join the Friday and Sunday challenges because you have to enter them to watch the replays to get the data right. This account generally has enough play points to be able to, for me to enter these and just time out round 1 so then I can watch the replays after the thing is done. It's a little annoying, but that's just the process I've had to come through. I also get some monthly PlayPoint codes to give away. If I've had them for like 3 months, and I ask people, it's like, oh, what do you think's a good way to do it? And it's like, oh yeah, you can do this, and it's just like, yeah, but someone else has done that before, and then I just forget about it, and they just expire. So if anyone has a good way, a good idea to give out these PlayPoints, let me know, and I'll do that. The Paupergeddon Roma. So I got to commentate Paupergeddon Roma, which was pretty cool. The organizer just sent me a DM or did a comment on one of my YouTube videos saying, I have a proposition for you. And I'm like, sure. It's like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, this is scary. I've never been on camera before and don't really know if I know what I'm doing. Commentating, never done it before, but we'll give it a shot. But it was good. I had a good time. Did a lot of, well, it was, yeah, what? I had to go from like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. 2 nights in a row, which was fun. A lot of good games were played. I got told I did a good job, which was nice to hear. And I found, like, it took them a while. I've been looking for the VODs of this on YouTube, and I keep forgetting about it, but I've found them, so I'm going to link them in the description below. People ask me, it's like, oh, now that your face is, like, now you revealed your face or whatever on this, it's like, why don't you put them in your videos? I'm like, it's just easier, especially because I record in my lounge room, right? I don't want you to see my entire lounge room, and I don't want to shift my computer into the room, the streaming room, I guess we can call it. So I don't have a laptop. If I had a laptop, I might do it, but I don't know. It's just easier for me to edit, and I don't know. People don't need to see my face if they don't need to. So that was 2025 for. So let's talk about 2025 and what can I do to do better than what I did last year. So what's going to stay the same? So I probably shouldn't have done that quickly, but Twitter. So just punching out the data every day. I'm really happy with how this goes. So I'm just going to keep going with how I do that. I wouldn't mind trying to make it take less time, but well, we'll see if I can find a way to do that. The data videos are great. I really like them. I will do another one soon. I just really wish that it's not in PowerPoint hell. I can probably like merge some PowerPoint, but wouldn't mind like some editing just to make it look nicer. I want them to be what my channel's known for. That's all. I want them to be really good rather than the decent knowledge, decent content, but not flashy to look at. I want them to be flashy to look at as well. And my challenge VODs will probably, like, call them VODs. So the Pauper challenge videos, I think they're fine as is. So it's just like a glorified league. But this is me showing off how I play it. And usually if I do well, people want to see how I played. So like the long version content for this, I think works well. Because you can see everything I play, like how I did. And yeah, I'm just repeating the same things. But I feel they're fine. I want to leave them as is. League videos, on the other hand, look at them all. I don't want to force myself into weekly videos because most of the videos I do, I didn't like, were ones that, yeah, I mucked around with in one day on a Sunday, and I just didn't, games didn't go well, didn't know what I was doing. I just need to put more preparation into these things. And also, I want to just, like, learn to edit to make them more succinct, because when you have a bloated video where you don't know what you're doing, no one enjoys it. So I'll talk about this one in a second, but this is the last one because, well, this is the one I want to talk about next. So focus on entertainment. So leagues are meant to be fun and not sweaty like challenges. So we're just having a good time. That's the whole point of leagues. So what I really want to do is like chop them down to be more entertaining rather than to be that like the long slog Pauper videos that I've been known for at this point. I want to chop more of the opponent's side. So like make it, like, I don't know if people know Magic Aids, where he does all modern videos, but they're really short and succinct, and I'd call them entertainment rather than you learn anything. It's just mind-numbing good stuff. So I want it to have like a sort of bridge between that. So I want to chop more of like what the opponent does and have more sort of jabs at myself. I'm gonna try to figure out a way that I feel works for me, but I'm just gonna explain that's what I want to try to do. And if people still want the long slogs, that's what the Ko-fi account's for. So I've already put 2 videos there that I didn't want to put on my main channel because I didn't think they were good enough, right? So why not just put more things in there? Or I could make a separate channel for VODs, but I think just having things there for the people, like the real people, the real fans, if I have any of those, then it's there if they still want it. Then I can still keep them happy while I try to make myself happier with the stuff I put out. I don't know. I'm doing so many hand gestures here that you can't see, so I don't know why I don't have a camera. So here's some ideas I had for future videos that I think would be cool. So, game show. So I wanted to make a game show, like a pauper-based game show for ages. I've even had a PowerPoint where I've had like 3 different lots of themed questions. Not really questions, they're more just games where you have to answer things. Like I've got them all there. I've got it all set up. It just looks so ugly, and I'm not game enough to try to like record with anyone until I'm happy with how I could get it to work. So this is more sort of like a editing slash. I think I'm maybe trying to stream it, but then I need to figure out how to get it all to work. So this is sort of a background thing that I just got to work on, because it's been sitting there for ages and I haven't touched it, and I know what I want to get done. I just got to figure out how to do it. So it's just going to involve me trying to learn skills, be it either streaming, programming, or editing, something along those lines, that, or even just art to make everything look nice. I got to figure out any of those, and then I can probably make this one a possibility. A guide to pauper. So there's a real lack of like intro to decks. I feel like there's like a very short guide to opportunity out there. If I'm the one to do it, I don't know. I'm just letting people know that I think this is a good idea. A guide to every deck in Pauper as a video, and then it can be like 50 minutes long, but you talk about each deck for like 2 minutes or something along those lines. You just got to figure out what decks are niche enough to still be relevant in that video. So we'll see if this is doable. Maybe we can do like a joint thing with other content creators where they do like specific decks and they merge into this video. Don't know. It's an idea. It's an idea. Quest for the 5-0. So I've been watching a lot of Pokemon Nuzlockes, and they're always good for stories. So I was trying to figure out a good way to like introduce a story into just Magic Online, and I think this is like the only thing I could really come up with. There's where you just like be the underdog story, where it's always you play a Tortured Existence, for example. We want to hit that 5-0, right? So you just keep playing leagues, have all that recorded, and then just do like snapshots of, yeah, we had success here, yeah, we failed here, and then you finally build up to that 5-0 that you get there. Like, I think that's a cool idea. I feel like I know how the execution to do it. Just knowing those editing skills and the time it takes to sort of do that, and also to actually get the 5-0 could be a problem. So, yeah, this is the one that I'm sort of most keen for. Oh, and actually all of these. And favorite pauper cards. So I had this idea. I've watched a couple of sort of ranking videos where people get Google Forms to people to fill out things, and then they just rank them in a video, and you just talk about like why you think this came here and why you think this came here. Like you just talk about all of them in order. And I think that's a cool idea. It's just, I think I need to get a bit bigger. I'm not like Carly sized yet. I think Carly would be able to get the amount of Google Form submissions. And you also need to like specify like favorite, because we could just go like powerful pauper cards, but then that's pretty easy. And people don't know if things are banned. You just need to like really, but like talk about things that really speak to you, because there's a lot of stories behind cards. People get emotionally attached to these things. And I think that's a really cool thing that we could make a video on. So finally, 2025 goals. So I've got 4 goals here that I want to try to hit. So at least 2 videos a month. So I'm going to back off from the weekly videos because, as I said, usually I try to do it on a Sunday and it's always bad. I want to just like sort of pace myself, make videos that I feel are good enough to produce. But I don't want to do only like 1 a month. So goal is 2 a month. Can do more, but I want to at least hit 2 every month. So, and yeah, hit that quality. I want quality up, quantity down. Complete at least 2 of the last, like the video ideas from before. So there was 4 there. Surely I can do 2 of them, right? I'm lowballing myself here. I don't have to do all of them. I only have to do 2. It's just This is just here to give myself a kick, and I want to be keeping me accountable. I want people to keep me accountable. Like if it hits the middle point of the year and I have not done either one of those 2 ideas or any of these 4, then I want people to call me out on it, so I can do at least one of them. I got to do 2. That's the whole goal. 5,000 subscribers. If I increase the quality, I think I may get there. Currently at like 3.8. I think I'm probably lowballing myself actually. Maybe should be able to get there. Don't know. But I thought I'd hit a subscriber goal, and this seemed doable, if not like slightly ambitious, but doable. So I picked this number and give out the creator codes every month. So as I said, I get creator codes from this MTGO creator program. I don't know if they want me to give them out or if they like will boot me out of the program if I don't talk about it enough. So I at least want to use them every month. So in saying that, how about we give away some codes? So I've got 5, I believe, 120 PlayPoint codes, and all I want is people to just comment on this video. Tell me what you liked from last year, what you think, like if any of these video ideas I have are good, what other ways of giving away PlayPoints are, so stuff like that. I've talked about a lot of things. Pick one and comment something. Even people who don't even get to this point, if they just comment in the video, you're going into the random draw anyway. So I will pick 5 people in the comments, and in 5 days, so on the Friday, I will give everyone, or I will send a message saying you've won a code, and then we'll figure out from there how to. YouTube is not you can't DM in YouTube, so I'll figure out a way of getting the code to you without just posting it in a comment for other people to steal. It'll probably like me comment you, send it to my email, so then you don't dox yourself with your own email, and then I'll send you a code. We'll figure that out when it comes to it. All right, and that's it. I just wanted to thank everyone for watching. I know this is a little too self-indulgent, but I just wanted to get this out of my head, even though this video took like 3 days to make. Well, the PowerPoint slides did. I have a very procrastination problem. I always seem to do things the last minute, but this video worked out all right. We'll see how it comes out in post, but I hope you got something out of it. If not, you may get 120 PlayPoints out of it, so at least that's something, right? And data video is coming, because it has been about 3 months. I think it might be the next video. We'll see. If not, I'm going to try some editing stuff, and we'll see if I can make a League video that I'm happy with. In any case, thank you, and I'll see you all in the next one.